Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Secretary General, for taking our questions. My question is, the COVID-19 pandemic has had a major impact on refugee women. Sir, you mentioned that any responses from parliaments must take into account these vulnerable groups. What are the main guidelines issued by the IPU in partnership with its members to address the protection of these vulnerable groups?
We think that the issue of refugees and management of the crisis in terms of protecting them is something that has to be seen in the context of the Global Compact on Refugees. This is something that we are working on with the Office of the High Commissioner for Refugees, that is working on guidelines for refugees in the COVID environment. It is something that we are going to share with the various parliaments around the world. But we are also activating the IPU Committee on International Humanitarian Law so that it can focus more on the refugee situation. A virtual meeting is in the works for this committee to convene in order to pronounce itself on some of the things that we need to do in further protection of refugee and other vulnerable populations.
Thank you. And I have a follow-up question. The United Nations Crime and Drug Agency in Vienna points to the increased use of technology in human trafficking, to which women are particularly vulnerable. Women trafficking is exacerbating in moments of crisis like this.
The IPU's work to protect women from traffickers, and we did actually produce a handbook, guidelines on parliamentary action to combat human trafficking. I will revisit that handbook to see if there is anything in terms of harnessing technology to, first of all, to ensure that parliaments protect all of society, especially the vulnerable ones. And I do understand that trafficked women are part of the vulnerable population. We will dust up that handbook for parliamentarians and see what it is that we can do to encourage our parliaments to focus more on this category of society. Thank you.
Thank you very much.